Hello everyone, welcome into the Utini update. My name's Eric. We have a ton of Star Wars news to get into this week, so make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and let's jump right in to the first story. Our first story this week is one of thank you, because I want to say thanks to everyone that supported our first show last week. The comments were so nice. I'm so glad you like this new show idea, and honestly, any comparison to the Star Wars show is the highest praise imaginable. Anthony and Andy, I miss you like the sun misses the flower in the depths of winter. That's a Knight's Tale reference. Okay, now on to the news. The biggest thing this week is the same as last week, everyone. The Acolyte is still going. After last week's premiere, we got some data that shows just how successful the show has been. Variety reported that the first premiere of The Acolyte got about 4.8 million viewers, which made it the highest rated series premiere on Disney Plus this year. Now, after the first 5 days, it ramped up to about 11 million. In comparison, Ahsoka got about, I think, 14 million. So going from a recognized character in the Mandoverse to all new characters in the High Republic, that's not bad at all. Also, I've really been loving the Acolyte so far. I had a lot of fun with the first 2 episodes, and then of course the 3rd episode last night. Let me know how you've all been liking it now that it's been going on. I'm happy to say that no one has been mean about our coverage of the Acolyte. Look at all these lovely responses. Everyone's been so kind and overwhelmingly supportive. But you know what? We're not going to stop talking about it because the show is great, and stay mad about it. Keep commenting if you like. I don't mind at all. But in addition to the show itself, we got to address the biggest winner of the week, and that is the YordHorde. If you're not on Star Wars Twitter, that is absolutely fine. Honestly, X is a whole thing in of itself, but there has been a wave over there of hashtag YordHorde, of people loving the character Yord from the Acolyte. This trend was started off by 2 users, Hayden and Leah. Their usernames are on the screen right now. So shout out to them for making this incredibly hilarious community. There are tons of memes of Yord, including this particularly cursed Yord Farquaad, which is going to haunt me for the rest of my life. And you know you've made it big when even the official Star Wars account and other news sources are using YordHorde. So hashtag YordHorde, we are proud card-carrying members, and honestly, it's things like this that rise up organically within the fandom that make it so fun to celebrate all these new projects coming out of Star Wars. Finally, in Acolyte news, if you don't know, you can head over to StarWars.com after every episode, and they have episode guides full of character descriptions, little Easter eggs you may not have seen, location names, and all things like that. So if you're like us and you really want to know the nitty-gritty of everything without just watching Easter egg videos, which are great in and of themselves, head over to StarWars.com and check out those database entries every single week so you can make sure you're all caught up with all things Acolyte. Now over to video game news, because we got 2 of those in the Star Wars world this week, which I think is pretty awesome as a Star Wars gamer myself. The biggest one for me personally was this past Monday, because we got over 10 minutes of gameplay for the upcoming Star Wars Outlaws from Ubisoft. This is the upcoming game where you play as Kay Vess, a smuggler, and her little buddy Nix, the best boy in the world. If you want to know more about that little fuzzy companion, Kelly Knox actually wrote a huge piece over on StarWars.com all about how he will come into the game and help you do things. But if you haven't watched the gameplay, link in the description, go check that out, because it really blew my mind with how you're going to upgrade your abilities. Because we knew there were going to be missions. We know you're messing with syndicates, including Crimson Dawn. Got more Kira this trailer. The Pikes, the Hutts, all those guys. But this latest one showed us that you're going to have to find experts throughout the galaxy in the game, and that's how you're going to get certain abilities up. So we got to look for a gunslinger in this particular trailer, and I really loved how there was a mixture of stealth elements, there was exploration focus, and you could go right into your ship, right into the galaxy, and right back on planet very seamlessly. Yes, I loved Starfield, I had a great time with it, but not seeing loading screens when you go in and out of your ship, kind of revolutionary. And for us book nerds, there was another piece that was released in the gameplay just for us, if you're an Aftermath fan. Now, we've already known that Akiva is going to be one of the main planets, which was definitely featured in Aftermath. But in this particular bit of gameplay, we found Surat Nuat from Aftermath, the Celestian. He can be seen here, and I'm like, I knew that we would probably get some book characters here and there, but we always want to hope for little and then get surprised. But seeing this dude, who is actually one of the reasons that Tim and Wexley, Snap Wexley, has such a hard time in Aftermath, now being put in a video game, is so freaking exciting and gives me a lot of hope for this period of time. Listen, if we put Sinjir in this game, I'm never going to ask you for anything else again, Star Wars, okay? That's all I want. Put Sinjir in the game, and I can meet him, and we can go on adventures, and he can be one of the experts. Oh god, see, I'm getting hopeful again. But tell me, everyone, are you going to be playing Star Wars Outlaws when it drops in August? What do you plan on? What are you most excited on? Let me know in the comments below. And in our second piece of video game news, this was a release last week. Star Wars Hunters, the much maligned mobile game and Nintendo Switch game, finally got released, and I regret to inform you that it's really fun. Inside our Utini Slack, we have a gaming channel just to kind of keep up on gaming news and also tell each other what we're playing, and it has been all Hunters all week. Both modes are fun, casual, and ranked. There's a ton of great heroes, and apparently we're not the only ones, because reportedly, I believe in the Android Google Play Store, there's already over 1 million downloads, and it's really exciting that even though there's been years of delays and early access, that it's finally finding this audience. A reminder, if you want a little more Hunters lore, like some members on our team, talking to you, Oz, go check out Hunter's Battle for the Arena by Marco Shiro. Came out a little while back, and it's a lot of fun. It really plays with the gameplay elements within the story itself. And go download Hunters if you haven't. I've never been a mobile gamer, really. I don't like the shooter controls, but I really have a lot of fun. The games are quick, it's really exciting, and I gotta eat crow. I thought it was gonna fail, I thought it was gonna flop, but oh my gosh, Hunters is a ton of fun, even if you don't put a dime into it. And finally, we had a book release yesterday. Temptation of the Force by Tessa Gratton is out. The full review is up on utini.com. Of course, you know already, links in the description. But brief thoughts by me here. I enjoyed the book. I thought it was a really good kind of continuation and set up the finale, which is going to be Trials of the Jedi by Charles Soule, beautifully. The final chapters of this book are absolutely exhilarating. The best parts for me were with Avar Kriss and Elzar Mann, who of course are on the cover themselves. I do think that this is the first High Republic adult novel where it's going to be a little difficult to follow all the plot lines if you're not fully caught up on the other media. So if you haven't read Defy the Storm, the YA novel by Justina Ireland and Tessa Gratton, if you haven't read The Blade, the comic miniseries by Charles Soule, there are some things that you might have to catch up on a bit. And Tessa Gratton does do a bit of that, which then unfortunately leads to quite a bit of exposition throughout the book. Now, once you get past those pacing issues, the book is a lot of fun, especially, like I said, in the second half and the last third. It really cooks. And I want to give a shout out to the Lucasfilm PR team, because we're finally getting more concept art. Michael Seglain has been tweeting these out all week with people like Elzar Mann, Yoda, Avar Kriss, Buryaga, Bel Zettifar. We're seeing how they're going to look in this particular book. Phase 2 of the High Republic, we didn't get a lot of concept art. We're still waiting on some of it, but I'm really glad that we're back to promoting these books in the way that we should see them. But I want to hear from you. Are you going to read Temptation of the Force? Are you excited about it? Where are you at in your High Republic journey? Please let us know in the comments down below, because I want to have a conversation with you to see how the High Republic currently is affecting your life between the Acolyte, Temptation and the Force, and who knows, maybe we'll get an Easter egg in Star Wars Outlaws. And my goodness, that is about it for this week's Utini update. We got tons of Acolyte stuff. We got the YordHorde going on with Outlaws, with Hunters, with Temptation of the Force. Of all those things, what really makes you the most excited for Star Wars right now? Are you just watching weekly Acolyte episodes and remembering how much you love Star Wars TV? Are you already pre-ordering Star Wars Outlaws or getting ready to activate your Ubisoft Plus? Are you playing Hunters every day? Are you in the middle of Temptation of the Force? Let me know, out of these 4 projects, which are your favorite, down in the comments below. Again, thank you everyone so much for your support of this Utini update. My name's Eric. I'll be back next time to get you all caught up with all things Star Wars and all things fandom. And until then, may the Force be with you.